My name is Grace and I work for True Blue Studio. Today we are visiting Drake University and exploring their School of Journalism and Mass Communication. We are exploring what's going on in their halls, talking to some of their professors, and getting to know their organizations. But we're trying something a little bit different today. We're doing a do your own adventure type of segment. And you get to check out the description for all of the timestamps that you'll need throughout the whole video. So for our first section, we will be exploring Meredith Hall, but you get to decide whether or not you want to explore the basement first or the first floor first. Check it out.
Hey there everybody, welcome. I'm Timm Pilcher. I'm the student professional and academic advising specialist here. I'm also an instructor at Drake University. I'd like to take you on a little tour of our facilities here on this floor around our atrium. You should probably get a cool shot of the atrium if you can. Don't know if it'll work through the glass. The atrium is kind of a popular place for students to hang out and study, especially in not the summer, but the spring semester when the snow has melted, of course. Mies van der Rohe, if you're familiar with world famous architects, Mies van der Rohe was I believe German, it sounds Dutch, but he was actually a German architect. This is one of two auditoriums in the building, and both of these auditoriums are, how do I want to say it, the largest auditoriums on campus, I believe, for students. And come on in, I want to tell you a little story about the seats. It's my favorite part of this. The original building, in the original seats in these auditoriums, were spec'd out to have this padding that you see on them, but at the time, back in the 50s, they didn't have the money to do this, okay? So when they redid these seats, here's what happened with them. They took them out, disassembled all of them, sent them to Chicago, where the seats were originally manufactured. The gentleman who built the seats, he's in his 80s, oversaw their stripping and all of that good stuff, and then the fabric that you see on them, which didn't exist in the original building, was created at a mill with the original specs that Mies van der Rohe had put for the seats and the padding and the fabric. So the seats are kind of a modern historical update. Off to your right, if you take a look as we get up to it, this is our Bright College classroom. Bright College is a 2-year program on associative arts degrees. It allows maybe some non-traditional types of students come to college, earn an associate's degree, and then transition into a 4-year program here at Drake University. We in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications get a lot of those students. Next thing, we're going to sneak peek in here. We're not supposed to really unveil this, but I've been given the permission to sneak peek, okay? This is our newest studio. This studio will be a fully remote controlled studio. One operator, so talent can sit at either end of the studio, and one operator behind the main control desk can run the whole show.
Hey, I'm Ray Fredregill. I'm the multimedia engineer here at Drake University School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I also teach multimedia sound design and digital photography. So let's have a look at the basement studio spaces. On the walls here, I don't know if you can see them, there's various examples of student photography work. Every semester when I get a chance, I like to pull out the best photos and print them off and put them on the walls and kind of show off what our students can do. It's been a couple of semesters since I've been able to get to that, however. Things have been very busy here. We're building new things all the time. So this is our small studio, our creator space, our photo studio. We've got some strobes in here, various backgrounds that can be changed. This is one of those many projects around here that nobody asked for, but I had time on my hands, so I went ahead and did it. So students can come in here at any time. The door should be unlocked all the time. They can bring their own camera. If they're journalism students, they can borrow a camera and they can hook it up remotely to control these strobe lights. They can come in here and shoot video if they want to with the backgrounds, entirely up to them. It's a nice creative space for them to do what they want to do. This is the Digital Palace, so named, well, there's a story back there somewhere, but it's before my time. To me, it's Meredith 2. This is our computer lab. So most of the classes for the digital media production students are done in here. We've got some nice Mac Studio computers, lots of monitors, nice big screens so we can show people how to do things while we're in class and they can get really hands-on with stuff. It's a great space for a classroom, and it's acoustically nice for the multimedia class that I teach for sound design because it's a pretty quiet room too. So a lot of fun stuff happens in this room. This is another project of mine. We had an empty space after ITS left Meredith Hall, and this was a little warren of offices. There were like 4 little cubicles in here, and through the donation from a very generous alumnus, we had about $10,000 to spend, and I thought, why not have a client-based editing suite? So this is now the viewing room. The seats here were salvaged from the old Varsity Theater before they were all remodeled and replaced. Each seat had to be cleaned, painted, wooden armrests made to replace the big plastic ones, all that kind of stuff. At either side, towards the back, we've got other computers, also editing computers, so that multiple folks can work on the same project at the same time. Somebody might be working on a movie trailer over here while the main feature is being put together over here, and over there somebody might be working on the sound for that as well. And of course behind we have a couch, because anybody who's ever made any kind of a movie or a film knows that once the editing starts, a lot of the times you're here all night. So it's important to have a place to kind of crash and relax. And this way is studio control. So this is a full-fledged television control room. We've got places for all the traditional spots, the technical director, the audio, the playback person, the graphics. Everything's here that students need to make great professional work. Back here we've got the teleprompting, and in the very back, elevated space for our director and producer. Students start year 1 in this space in Journalism 57, and they are using it throughout all the way to 194. Well, it's been fun. Thanks for coming on my tour here of the basement at the Journalism School at Drake University. This is Meredith Hall, by the way, on the National Register of Historic Places. It's a very cool mid-century modern building by a very cool mid-century architect. So come and visit us, and I hope to see you here sometime.
Next up, faculty interviews. We've spoken to 2 professors from the J School to ask them a few interesting questions. Our first option is David Lubbers. He is a sports media journalist professor, and Eric Adae, who is a public relations professor. Check out the timestamps below and make your pick. Hello, I am here with True Blue Studio, and we are asking J School professors questions. Do you mind if we come in?
Yeah, of course. Come on in.
Awesome. All right, do you mind introducing yourself and what you're a professor of?
Not at all. My name is David Lubbers. I am assistant professor of multimedia news journalism, and I'm also one of 2 professors that are kind of heading up the sports media and communications major also.
What was your major when you were an undergrad?
My major was broadcast news right here at Drake. I think that went away several years ago, but yeah, broadcast news, and I minored in marketing, but it was pretty much all journalism.
Now, what's your favorite class to teach?
Oh, right now I'm really enjoying sports reporting. It's the first class I'm teaching for the new sports media and communications major, and it's a lot of fun. We just went and just last night we covered the Drake women's basketball game. So I got them all press passes, and they have to turn around a story in 18 hours. So they're probably working on that right now.
Now, what's a moment in class that made you proud?
Oh, it happens a lot in class. I think right now in J57, which is the prerequisite studio production class, we just started our second production And remember, the students in that class, most of them have never even been in a studio environment before. And we have 3 more days of production. It's a 4-day production type of thing. And yesterday they did great. They just did well, and they worked together. The team works fantastic. And that just makes me really happy. I graduated from Drake a long time ago, and I took that very class in the very place I'm teaching it. So there's a lot of cool vibes I get when I'm teaching that class.
Yeah. And what's your favorite kind of office hour conversation?
Honestly, I like almost every time a student comes in, regardless of what they want to talk about. That to me is good news, because they're reaching out for communication, and that's what the professors here at the journalism school, we thrive on that. So really, anytime you visit, even if it's a tough subject, you're making the initiative to do that. So I like that.
What do you hope students remember 5 years from now?
The general sense of time well spent, of happy memories of just the entire college experience.
What impact do you hope to leave on campus?
I hope to get this brand new sports media and communications major off to a great start. I think it is already. We're anxious to see how many students are going to, new students are going to come in next year. Things are looking good. And I really want to make it very Drake, and you can interpret that however you want to, but I interpret it as high quality, engaging, and really getting the experience that you need to get a job when you get out. I heard it from another professor here, and I love this saying, we're here to get your second job and not necessarily your first job, because if we do it right and if the students are engaged, they'll probably get their first job here at Drake or in the community, and they'll be ready. They'll have so much experience, it's almost like they're not necessarily entry level. So I hope to leave that type of imprint.
Hi, Grace.
How are you?
Very, very good. Welcome. Hi, my name is Eric Kwame Adae. I'm an assistant professor of public relations here at Drake SJMC. Public relations and the field of media and communication is a field that many people think that you don't have to even go to school for. They think we are all born to be communicators. They think the moment you can write or you can speak, you should find public relations or media and communication in your field. But it's a professional field. There are strategies, there are tactics, there are philosophies, there are theories, there are principles and concepts that guide the practice. And you need to go to school, you need to practice in order to be at the cutting edge of all these fields. I think being a professor is a calling, and since a very early age, I felt called to be a professor, but not just a professor, but also a practitioner of public relations. I was majoring in sociology and English. I had a double major in sociology and English. But after college, I wanted to be an accountant, and I was working initially in accounting until I met what I call my original mentor. His name is a Ghanaian named David Ampofo, who saw in me something that I did not even see in myself. He saw in me a communicator rather than an accountant. So he convinced me to leave finance and accounting and to join him in his firm in Ghana called Channel 2 Communications. And as they say, the long story is that I believed in what he did, and he's made me a clone of himself, as he always told me. And I'm glad he helped me to find myself. The impact I want to make to the world is where we should leave the world a better place than we came to meet it. If there's ignorance, there's lack of understanding, and we leave people more enlightened, we would have done our job better. So bottom line, leave the world better than we came to meet it.
I'm so glad you got to hear from some of Drake's finest professors. Next up, we are talking to a few organizations and asking them some serious and some funny questions. First, we are talking to Keila Perez Serrano from Drake Broadcasting Systems and Amanda Favazzo from Drake Magazine. Take your pick. Hi, I'm here with True Blue Studio, and we're asking J-School organizations a few questions. Do you mind if we come in and ask you a few?
Sure, come on in.
Awesome. All right, so first, could you introduce yourself and what organization you're a part of?
Yeah, so I'm Keila Perez Serrano, and I am the president of Drake Broadcasting System.
Awesome. So what's your position in the organization?
So I'm basically like EIC, so along with the other publications here where they have EIC, presidents, and all that, I am the president, so I'm overseeing everything to make sure Drake Broadcasting System has a lot of all basically video production stuff all on our YouTube channel. So I make sure that we have our live shows done. I make sure if anyone wants to do like any other video content that's put up there, or if they want to do a radio show, because we also do radio stuff, and that's all done.
Awesome. Now, what inspired you to get involved in this organization?
So I remember since high school, I enjoyed doing a lot of like video production stuff, and that was something I really wanted to do when I got into college. And I was like, oh, what is like one organization that does something like that? Like, where can I find that? So when I got here and I went to the activities fair where all the organizations come together and they basically present like, oh, come join this organization. And I found DBS there and I was like, oh my gosh, this is something I would love to do. Like, this is something I really want to do. So I immediately joined. I was very shy, so I was like, let me first try to figure out like everything and how that works out. But as over time, I ended up doing more production. I did a lot of packages. I'm on camera. I did behind the scenes stuff. So that's how I kind of really got involved.
Awesome. And what's your favorite part about the organization?
I like kind of passing down the legacy and everything. I remember learning from the past and the other presidents and EICs and how they done it. And that was something I really wanted to do now that I became president. I was like, I want to leave a legacy and everything. And so this year I got a lot of first years and sophomores. So it was a lot of learning kind of from like step one again. So that was really fun and interesting, but it kind of helped us all bonded more, and it kind of created a brand new like vibe within the organization where it's like, oh, this is friendly, like we can talk about anything, but also we are still doing like production stuff. Like we covered a lot already, like the CBS, another organization here on campus, and that they reach out to us and like, hey, can you guys like make a package or something? So that's kind of the legacy I kind of want to leave behind for this organization, where we have organizations come talk to us and be like, hey, like we know you guys do video and stuff, and we're really interested if you can do a collaboration with us. And that was something like one of the things I wanted to leave behind.
Now, what's your proudest accomplishment so far?
Ooh, I guess is kind of having Griff on our live shows. That I know he's always kind of hard to bring in, and everyone used to talk about it. So last year when I was just executive producer, I was like, I want to bring Griff in here. Like that is something I really want to do. So that way it could be like, hey, you know, we're one of the very few organizations that actually can bring him on campus as well. And even though it's like a production set, like we got him here. And then now this year we're going to be doing that again with both Griffs actually.
Now, what's something that excites you for the future?
Ooh, I guess I'm excited to see what DBS will do after I leave. I know last year a lot of the people in exec were seniors. So this year was like a brand new set of exec, freshmen, sophomore, some juniors in there. So I'm just excited to see what the new generation is going to do after I leave.
All right, and just a last question. What advice would you give your freshman yourself?
Oh geez, I would just say, just go for it. Like literally you can make as many mistakes, but that's okay, because that's what we're about in Drake Broadcasting System. Like we learn from making mistakes, and that's okay.
Hello.
Hi. Oh my gosh, are you Drake Bag?
Yes, I am.
Oh gosh, do you mind if we come in and ask you some questions?
Come in.
Hi.
Hi.
So, what's your name?
My name's Amanda.
Oh my gosh, and what organization are we talking about today?
I'm with Drake Mag. I'm our current editor-in-chief.
Awesome. Can you tell me a little bit more about your position?
Yeah, so I'm our editor-in-chief, and I kind of oversee the entire publication. I manage all the writers. I manage all of the photographers and our designers, and at the end of the day, I make sure we get a book printed by the end of the semesters. Yeah.
So what inspired you to first get involved?
I guess when I toured Drake, I knew it was of interest to me, and then my freshman year, I just went to the first like writers meeting, and it was really fun, and I pitched 2 stories, and they ended up in the book, and from there on, I was like, okay, I think this is my thing.
Awesome. So what's your favorite part about Drake Mag?
I think my favorite part is seeing the finished product, because like edit meetings can go long, be tiresome, and like fashion photo shoots go all day, and at some point I've like lost my mind. I don't know what looks good or bad, but then seeing it in like glossy print at the end of the day, I think really makes it, you know, like it makes it worth it at the end of the day.
So what's your secret to keeping a team motivated?
I have a lot of Jolly Ranchers in this drawer right here. That's one of them. That'll get people anywhere. And then I think I just try and have fun and slack. Like, it gets really boring when you have to send reminders, but I try and spice up the way I say "Hey team" every time, and that usually works and gets a good emoji reaction.
What's like one word that your team would use to describe you?
I would say online.
What's your favorite way to unwind after a long week?
I love to watch any kind of reality TV, especially on Thursdays right now. I'm really into Traitors. And then as it gets into the spring, I'll do some Love Island.
Now, what advice would you give your freshman self?
I would say put yourself out there and keep putting yourself out there. I think that's kind of what I did, and I wish I did it a little bit even more, because I think that's what got me where I am today.
I'm so glad you got to see all of the new and interesting things that our friends over at Drake University have to offer. Expect new content on March 17th, March 26th, and April 9th. Thanks for watching.